Right now, let's pick on some of the themes we've been hearing about today at the Conservative Party convention, and let's bring in 3 Conservative MPs. Joined this morning by Ontario MP Tony Clement, Ontario MP Karen Vecchio, and Saskatchewan MP and the Opposition House Leader, Andrew Scheer. Good to see you all. Tony Clement, let me start with you. What's the story for you as far as you're concerned as convention weekend? You know, one more day to get through here today, but what would you say about this convention?
I think the thing that is surprising a lot of people is how high our morale is. We see this in our caucus every single day that we're in Ottawa fighting the good fight. We've got a great caucus. We are forward-looking. We are positive. We're optimistic, and that is also the mood of the convention. You know, we're not going to be crying over spilled milk. We did an appropriate send-off of the former Prime Minister. We've turned the page. We're looking forward to the future, and I really get that from the delegates.
Hey, Karen Vecchio, what's your view?
You know, I absolutely agree. The energy here, the unity, it's exactly where we are. And as Tony alluded to, caucus, we are a team of 99, and here you see over 2,000 people joining us together, fighting for what is the Conservative values. And I'm just so proud of all the delegates that have been here out to Vancouver and working hard to spread the good word.
Tony and Andrew, you've both been at a lot of conventions. Andrew, what's your thinking in terms of how this weekend's unfolded and where you go from here?
No, this is great, and I don't want to repeat everything that my colleagues have said, but maybe I'll just touch on the aspect of how many young people there are here at this convention. It's a great sign for a party to see young people engaged, active, coming out to a convention like this, sitting in the policy workshop rooms, arguing over policies and constitutional items. That's a good sign for a party, and the morale is very uplifted. It's frustrating. We know we have a lot of rebuilding to do, and we see a Liberal government that's taking the country, in our view, the wrong direction. So there is a frustration out there, but there is a real enthusiasm to get on with the rebuilding.
We heard last night, I mean, in one of the workshops, which was, I know the party's looking forward, but let's look back for a moment here. In one of the workshops, a Muslim woman who's a delegate here who said, you know, the identity politics of the last campaign drove voters away, it felt like she and her community of more than 1 million Canadians felt targeted. Do you take that to heart? Do you believe that's what happened? And how does that influence and inform what you do next as a party?
Sure. No, and look, we can all go through the many mistakes of a campaign that didn't work. No, I think that we do have to listen to those voices, and we are a party that is inclusive. We are a party that wants to be more open. We are a party that can represent the values of many different communities in this great community called Canada. So we've got to reconnect with those voters, and we will do so. And we will do so through the right policies and through a vision for the future. But we've got to listen to those voices, absolutely.
What's your view, Karen Beck?
Well, first and foremost, she's here as a delegate, so she still believes in all those values. So I think we need to work with her and the community and continue the better communication. I think that was somewhat a downfall during this election, because by no means were we trying to, you know, attack one group, but it did feel that way. The communication came out that way, especially when we put it out to the public. So we have to do a better job at that. But she's here and she's speaking, and we're listening.
Andrew Scheer?
Yeah, no, absolutely. The sense I get is that the Conservative Party has great principles, rock-solid fundamentals, good philosophies about how to approach government, and we stand up for important Canadian values and principles. It's just sometimes in the communications and how those were packaged and put forward to Canadians, it didn't seem to resonate with every group or every aspect of the country, and that's what this whole exercise is about. We take our wonderful principles that we know will govern the country well and lead to a better Canada, and figure out how to present that to Canadians.
Let's talk about same-sex marriage. That's just to bring people up to speed if they don't already know it, a resolution to remove that kind of language. Definition of marriage is between one man and one woman. Came out of a workshop, passed through the workshop, and will be debated on the full convention floor later today. Where do you stand on that resolution? Well,
I mean, the law of the land is very clear. We had a free vote on that issue over 10 years ago. And so my point of view is that we should recognize the reality that is Canada right now. And again, if we want to be an open and inclusive
how did you vote 10 years ago?
I voted to maintain the position of marriage between a man and a woman. Yeah. But my view has evolved over time. And certainly I'm not afraid to say that. And I think when you look at the reality of Canada today, I do think that that issue is really a non-issue for most Canadians.
Does this convention need to pass that resolution today?
I would encourage people to do so. I mean, they've got to vote their conscience. And we look. I know you want to find the points of debate here, and that's fine. But my position is, we have many different types of conservatives. We have social conservatives, we have libertarians, we have fiscal conservatives, we have green conservatives. We've got to find a way to get all conservatives together. There are going to be points of disagreement, and we will find a way to resolve those points of disagreement. That's what a big tent party does, and that's how we then get back into power, by having adult conversations about issues, resolving them, and moving on to the next issue.
Karen Vecchio, what's your view?
Well, I sat through that Social and Justice Committee yesterday where we were discussing and debating this, and it was great. You have both sides to the issue, and it's important. The biggest thing is that you speak and that people are listened to, and whether they're for or against, that you respect the other person's opinion. When it came out at the end of the day, it was passed, and I'm proud that it was passed. I will be supporting it, of course, and I had supported it yesterday during the committee as well. And it is 2016, and I'm not trying to phrase or coin anyone's phrase or anything, but it is 2016, and things have evolved, as Tony has said. I have many friends who are part of gay marriages, and I support them as equals. And it is about allowing them to be united, just as me and my husband are as well.
Andrew Scheer, what's your view on that?
Well, it's as Tony said, there is a certain recognition of what the law of the land is, and it's been that way for over 10 years now. And is the Conservative Party going to run on any kind of a platform to change it? Of course not. I don't foresee any leadership candidate or a future leader making that an issue. So I think it's a question for the members of, if it's there, does it make some people feel excluded from the party? Is it time to take it out?
Well, what's your view?
Well, I think there's some wisdom in just recognizing where we are today and how the country's changed. And as Tony, I voted in favor of the traditional definition of marriage. But we lost 2 votes in the House of Commons on that, and 10 years later, the lay of the land is different.
All right. Do you think the party needs to do that if it's going to come away from this weekend? As that we talked about that inclusive-ness earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it's become
not passing. It sends a different message.
Well, it becomes look. Delegates are going to make their own decisions, but I do believe that it has become a bit of a symbolic issue. It's obviously an issue that the media is following very closely. So I know delegates will do what they think is the right thing for the party and for the country. And look, we're having these open debates. The Liberal convention, they kick people out of, they kick you and the media out when the debate gets too hot. We're not doing that. We're here warts and all. Yeah. We will get through these resolutions. We will have new policy positions, and then we'll move forward.
And I thank the party for that. It's a different kind of, because as you know, it hasn't always been that way. We've come to a lot of Conservative conventions where the doors were shut to us, but not this one. Let me ask a bit the leadership issue, because both I think you and
I think Karen's going to declare on your show.
I know.
I thought, why not?
I know you're interested, and Andrew Scheer, are you going to be running for the leadership?
We've got a few weeks left here in the House. I'm the House leader right now. That's what I'm focused on, and we've had a great couple of weeks, a very effective opposition, and I think we need to continue doing that. So anything beyond that,
people are saying it's Andrew Scheer or Jason Kenney. If Jason Kenney goes, then that view in the party is represented by Jason. If it's not, a lot of people say it's got to be Andrew Scheer. So are you waiting to see what Jason Kenney does?
No, look, I'm waiting till. I'm focusing on my duties in caucus. I think it's very important to have a House leader. All the House officers, including our leader, our whip, our House leader, has to be focused on the agenda in the House and making sure that we're an effective opposition. That's what my focus is right now.
Let me ask this: Are you both happy with all the? I guess all the airtime, all the oxygen being given to Kevin O'Leary?
I think it's great when we can attract all sorts of people, not only long-standing members, but new members as well. So, listen, he's welcome to do what he thinks is right. We're an inclusive party. I do think that we're going to offer very different things. I do believe that 3 years from now, the country is going to want a Conservative leader who has some experience, who's I've done a lot of budgeting in my time, who knows the finances of the country well. I think that's going to be part of our future narrative. So we all bring different things to the table, including Kevin, and we'll all have that debate as a party for sure.
Andrew Scheer, you okay with all the time being given to Kevin O'Leary?
My understanding is those that wanted time at the convention were given it. People, there are opportunities for MPs and people outside caucus to participate in any number of activities and presentations, and so I have no problem with that. Those that wanted more time could have tried to get it. I think I think the members are going to have a very good field of candidates to choose from, both from in caucus and out of caucus.
Karen,
and I think that's a good thing.
What do you think about Kevin O'Leary?
Well, yesterday I heard him speak for the first time at the convention. He is an excellent speaker, and I think we all see that. I sit with some excellent members of Parliament currently, and I do know that there's some other people that are looking at it as well as coming from the outside that aren't current members that might be looking at this leadership as well. I think we have to wait till everybody's in the ring and go from that. But we're inclusive. We want to make sure we have the best leader. The biggest thing is that in 2019 that we have the leader that works as the party leader and makes us a team that's united, and that we win in 2019. So that's what we need to focus on.
Thank you all for your time today. Good to talk to you, and have a good final day at the convention here in Vancouver.
For sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.